What you making, DIYers? It's Walker with DIWHY.LIFE, and in this episode, we're doing a recycling treasure hunt. I'm going to be breaking down these cables into wires and then stripping those wires down to bare copper, and then taking this copper down to my local recycling center to see what I get for it. See if it's even worth all the time and effort. So let's take a look at what we've got and what we plan to do with what we got. So here's one of the cables that I have. When you break this down and pull the wires out, you get 8 wires, which looks like that. And then when you strip each wire, it strips down into a coil of copper about that big. And I've got about 17 cables here to do. I weighed this piece of copper and multiplied it times 8 and multiplied that by the number of cables I have here. And I'm estimating it's between $25 to $30 worth of copper, depending on what they want to give me at the recycling center. So we'll see if that's close to a good guesstimate. All right, and that's how we get the wire out of the cable. And that actually does it for all of my wire. That's all of it. Now that I've got all the wiring pulled out of all of the cables, it's time to start stripping. And I'm not taking any clothes off. Every time I think or say that out loud, I giggle, and I'm a grown man-child. But what I recommend when you start stripping wire is you definitely want to wear a pair of gloves, because you will nick the wire when you're stripping. And yeah, we're actually going to be putting on clothing. Also, eye protection is probably a good idea, because the wire is going to be flopping around, and the last thing you want is a wire to scratch you in the eye or poke you in the eye. We're not losing an eye over this project. I've got 2 kinds of copper wire here. I've got this braided strand copper, and then I've got solid copper. The solid copper is quite a bit easier to strip. It strips real easy. The braided is a little bit tougher, but I think I found a pretty good technique that works pretty well. Stripping the solid wire is pretty much the same technique, but it's actually a lot easier. I mean, this stuff just wants to come off. So once you get this one going, you can go. I haven't done it yet, but I bet you I could get one all the way to the bottom without stopping. It's just like butter. My son would call it satisfying, since that's what all the kids call it. So I'm gonna put on some good music, maybe a podcast or something, and just strip my brains out. We'll see how long this takes. All right. 6 hours later. Last wire. Woohoo! Man. Look at all of that. Bright copper. All right, let's do a quick weigh in. See what it says. Oh, it says 18 pounds. All right, we'll see. All right, we are pulling up to the beautiful Miramar Landfill Recycling Center here in sunny San Diego. Now, they don't want you to have cameras in here for some reason, so I'm gonna try and keep it on the low. Here's the bag of loot. I mean, look at it, it's gorgeous. I feel like I'm doing a drug deal or something. I'm gonna put it in here. Morning. Well, that's interesting. So there's a 3-day hold on getting you your money with this copper. So your options are to come back in 3 days, or they'll just mail it to you. And since I'm most likely going to be out of town, I just had them mail it to me. The moment of truth. It's been 3 days and I just got my check in the mail from Allen Company, the recycling company, and we shall see what I got. It says here I got $63.18. So, math time. If I spent about 7 hours stripping wire and I got $63, 63 divided by 7 is 9. So I made about $9 an hour doing that. Now, it's not that great, but it's not that bad. And considering I used a utility knife to do all of it, and if I actually had some kind of stripping tool, I probably would have done it in a fraction of the time, and who knows, it could be worth the time and effort to do it if you have the right tools, and also if you have, you know, a fair amount of wire available to you, or a constant supply of wire from whatever. All in all, I'm pretty impressed with what I got for the stripping of the wire. If you have any questions about stripping wire for cash, let me know. If you have any suggestions, if you have any strippers that you've used that you like, please. I don't know if I'll be doing any more in the future, but if I do, it's always good to know. If you want me to strip something else next, let me know. Please, if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment or question below. And we will see you next time. Oh, hello. How are you today? And how are we doing today? Hey, fun. Okay.